everyone, my name is Queenie Jane J. Gumelek, and for today's video I'm going to discuss about the Merrills principle of interaction. In a nutshell, Merrills principles highlight that learning is promoted when learning is problem-centered and learners are engaged in solving real-world problems. Existing knowledge is activated as a demonstrated to the learner. Principle 1, Problem-Centered. There are three phases of problem-centered learning. First, show tasks. Provide a worked example of the task that learners will complete. Second, task level. Ensure learners are engaged at the problem and task levels, as well as the operation or action level. So third, problem progression. Begin with basic problem, then build the complexity of the scaffold learning. Principle 2, activation. There are also three phases of activation. So first, previous experience. Tap into learners' existing knowledge and experiences. So we need to know the previous experiences of the learners so that we could know them very well. Second is to know their new experiences. Ensure tasks are engaging, interesting, and authentic. So as a future educator also, we need to know the new experiences of the learners. Lastly is the structure. Begin with a basic problem, then build the complexity of the scaffold learning. Principle 3, demonstration or show me. There are also three phases of demonstration. So first, demonstration consistency. Provide content with demonstration and examples that reflect learning outcomes. Second, learner guidance. Provide multiple representation of ideas, concepts, and perspectives. Lastly, relevant media. Insert media supports effective learning. So principle 4, application or let me. Practice consistency, diminishing culture, varied problems. So we need to provide opportunities for the learners to apply their learning to different contexts. Principle 5, integration. So there are also three phases of integration. First is the watch me, reflection, and lastly creation. So we need to encourage learners to transfer their learning to their own lives. So how do you apply principles of teaching and learning? So to apply this principle, consider the following teaching techniques. First, check students' understanding of the task. Second, have students to do guided self-assessments. Third, require students to reflect and annotate their own work. Fourth, prompt students to analyze the effectiveness of their study skills. Lastly, have students engage in peer feedback. What is the advantage of Merrill's principle of instruction? By following Merrill's first principle of instruction, educators can design instruction that is learner-centered, promotes active learning, and enhances the transfer of knowledge to real-world contact. What is an example of Merrill's first principles of instruction? The first of the Merrill's principles of instruction is demonstration. So online learners are able to absorb the information more effectively when they see a prime example, for example, a visual video or demo of the task that outlines each step and explores associated behaviors and skills. So, in overall, Merrill's first principle of instruction is a set of problem-based teaching strategies that have been shown to be extremely effective. So we need to know the Merrill's first principles of instruction because it is very important in teaching and for the students' learning. So if we all know the strategies work in an understand to create a classroom climate that promotes mastery learning and actively engage students.